Welcome to this Nexa video. Today we will see how to use the connector to store an assembly from SolidWorks into Nexa. Later we will see how to create the BOM and inject it. The setup for this presentation has two systems. Please refer to a different tutorial on how to install Nexa and the connector. On System 1 there are SolidWorks and the Nexa connector. On System 2 we have installed the Nexa server, the Nexa web application and the Nexa Bom Export utility. It is possible to store an assembly built with SolidWorks in System 1 into Nexa in System 2, simply accessing the connector buttons that are now present in SolidWorks. We can also build and store the BOM and later see it from a browser open in System 1. The rest of this video is devoted to showing in detail these passages. Before storing the BOM, we need to add a component into Nexa, the CAD model link type. And in the following, we will describe how. This link type is used to connect the BOM items and the SolidWorks files, so that we can smoothly pass from the BOM representation of the assembly to the SolidWorks files in Nexa. At the beginning, I log into Nexa with a user with administrator privileges from System 1. This action can also be performed directly from System 2 since we can access the Nexa server from a browser. I go to the Administration tab and I select Link Types on the left. At this point, I click on Add. This opens the Add Link Type window. This window allows me to create link types. As the name of the new link type, I enter CAD model. The description is optional but useful, so I insert links BOM items to the associated CAD files. The link type form to be selected is BOM item link attributes form. Now I have to decide which class is going to be at the head of the link. I click on the plus sign and a list of all the available classes appears. I select CMS parts and I click OK. For the class at the tail link, I press on the plus sign at the right and I select all the classes related to files. If I try to save at this moment, Nexa returns an error, since I have not yet defined the names for the head-to-tail relationship and the tail-to-head relationship. I enter CAD model for the first and parts for the second. These are the names that I will see when looking at the link of a Nexa item. The new link type has been added and it is visible among the other link types. Now I want to see what happens when I store an assembly. From SolidWorks, I click on Tools, Add-ins. In the Add-ins window, I scroll down until I find Connectors for Nexa. I check the box at its left. Now I select Tools, Nexa, Settings. This opens the registration window for Nexa, where I need to enter the user ID and password. In the case of the predefined system, the database name is Nexa. The broker is just the name of the computer where Nexa is installed. In this case, the name for System 2 is Desktop L5INVNS. The system settings contain a summary of the session, including the name of the user, its login, the URL of the server where Nexa is installed, the name of the database, the project, and the layout. I now change the tab to the resource settings. The blue settings can be changed from this window, while the others must be changed with the Nexa Connector admin program that can be found in the Nexa Connectors folder in System 1. From here, I changed the auto erase setting from true to false. The next time that I will store an object from SolidWorks into Nexa, it will not be erased from the SolidWorks work directory, but it will just turn into a read-only object. I also changed the work directory to one we prepared for this presentation, containing an assembly, its drawing, etc. The following tab of this window is associated to the property mappings. The present mappings are those that come out of the box when installing the connector. It is possible to personalize them with the Nexa Connector Administrator.exe program that is present in the Nexa Connectors folder in System 1. At this point, let's open the assembly that we prepared in SolidWorks and perform a store operation. We can either select Tools, Nexa, Store, or click on the Store button in the Nexa tab of SolidWorks. This opens the Store hierarchical window, where we can explore all the files related to the assembly. This window has three panes. The main one shows a hierarchical view of the files related to the assembly. The right pane has the details of the item currently selected in the central pane. In the bottom, one can see the files related to the selected one. For example, we can see that there is a drawing associated to the assembly. To proceed with the store operation, I need to enter all the mandatory fields for each component. In the present case, the title of a drawing has not been retrieved automatically by the default mappings. We could write a mapping for this purpose or simply insert the value that we want in the right-hand pane as we do now. Please refer to a different tutorial on how to personalize the property mappings. Also, this drawing does not have a title, so I insert it manually. Once these values have been entered, I can proceed and press the Store button at the top left of the Store hierarchical window. In a few seconds, all the fields are stored into Nexa, and I will be able to access them with a web browser. Let's try. To see the files that I just stored, I perform a query. Since this Nexa installation is fresh, I simply run a generic query searching for all the items of the database. The bike handle assembly is present, and also its drawing. All the files are safely contained in the Nexa vault, and they have been recorded in the database along with their properties. Notice that the BOM of the assembly is not yet part of the database. However, as you can see, the hierarchical structure of the files has been imported correctly. We'll now show you how to export and later inject the BOM into Nexa. Also in this case, I can trigger the Bom Export procedure by selecting Tools, Nexa, Store, and then Export BOM, or click on the arrow down within the Store button in the toolbar and select Export BOM. This procedure runs quickly and it builds an XML file of the BOM in the current work directory of the user. Let's explore this file and see its content. All the items of the assembly have been classified with an ID number and a description of the corresponding SolidWorks file. On top of this, there are the links, that is, the relationships that connect two items at a time. For example, this link connects item 1 to item 2, and it is of the CAD model type, the one that we created at the beginning of the video. Notice that at this point the BOM is described in the XML file but is not yet present in Nexa. I now open a browser and I connect to the BOM import tool in System 2. In the browser I write http:// followed by the name of System 2 followed by /Nexa BOM import. In the landing page, I insert the credentials for the user and I get access to the Select Import File page. I press the Choose button and I select the XML file I just created. I press Continue and here I can see the BOM hierarchy with the assembly, its part, etc. At the bottom of the screen, I press on Import. At this point, the BOM is present into Nexa. I can check it by connecting to Nexa and performing a query. For example, I can notice that there is a square divided in 4 parts. This is the icon that Nexa reserves to an assembly. When I expand it, I can see parts that have just 3 squares in the icon. On the right-hand pane, I select links of the assembly. Among them, there is the CAD model. If you remember, at the beginning, when we were building the new link type, we use exactly this name. This is the link from the BOM item to its file in Nexa. As you can see from the SolidWorks file handle_assembly_sw.sld_asm. The opposite link also exists. I click on the file in the central pane, and among its links there is part, and the associated file is its BOM item that we have just seen. Now you know how to store an assembly and its BOM into Nexa. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss all the upcoming Nexa videos, new tutorials and feature updates. Thanks for watching.